Grade 1 Ogden Phipps is in the books. Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. All of our recaps and our previews are brought to you by our friends at the New York Thoroughbred Breeding and Development Fund. Well, she's back.
She is back.
It was a little bit, I don't want to say workmanlike, but it was kind of, because you figure she needed one off the break probably, and she wasn't. Let's put it this way. I think there's still another forward move.
Right, but you never got the sense that she was going to lose.
I
mean, even turning into the stretch when paid-up subscriber headed her down towards the inside, you never got the feeling that Songbird was going to lose. Really? Yeah. I got the feeling that Smith always had things well in hand. He was never really asking Songbird for a tremendous amount of run inside the 3/16. And then once Songbird put her head back in front, she always seemed to have paid-up subscribers measure.
Maybe the thing for me is I'm always concerned when a rider is as confident as Mike Smith was, when you ask, sometimes it's not there. And after 7 months, there was no guarantee that she was going to respond.
That's a good point. I wonder if maybe Mike was so patient with her early. That first quarter, what was it, 23.99 for the first quarter? I mean, that's walking for Songbird, just easy on the lead, going a straight as well. Yeah. And I think he was a little concerned perhaps about the layoff. He didn't want to go too fast early. Songbird wasn't fresh at all, though. I mean, she listened to Mike and rated beautifully. They stayed off of the rail, paid up subscriber, went right down inside, puts sort of the myth that the rail was bad yesterday. I think the rail is just fine today, especially after we saw Abel Tasman up the inside here. But I thought she had it well in hand. It was perhaps workmanlike, but you know something? It's not a bad starting off point to win a Grade 1.
Absolutely. And you know, you probably bring up a good point, too. If you're Mike Smith, you don't want to push the button too early, and then all of a sudden, if you have a few hundred yards left, that, oh, well, all of a sudden, maybe we've gone a little bit too early.
Maybe then the layoff gets to you. But she's looked good today. It's a starting off point. Obviously, Hollendorfer is working back from the Breeders' Cup distaff, and this is the starting off point. She might be tighter at Saratoga. That's scary.
Paid up subscriber, we have to give credit to Chad Brown.
Absolutely.
To me, this is the best race since he's had her in his barn, and also, I can make the case, this might be the best race of her career.
And I love the ride as well. They took the race to Songbird, which is what you're supposed to do, because who knows if Songbird really did need the race. What if she was 80% off the layoff? They took the race to Songbird. They were second best on the day, but paid up subscriber arguably ran her best race ever today.
Karina Mia in a bit of a tough spot. She was the one pressing throughout. I think the distance probably got to her, and I wonder if you're 100% right that, you know what, maybe all those dances with Songbird last year, maybe that kind of took the starch out of her.
I respect Belmont for trying her now 3 times against Songbird. I think it's time for Karina Mia never to see Songbird in this paddock ever again. And I think Bill needs to figure out what kind of horse Karina Mia is. Is she a router? Is she a 7-furlong horse? Because she was favored last year in the prior race against older fillies, was it?
Yes.
I think that's where she's going to end up being, a 7-furlong horse. It's going to be very interesting to see where she's placed distance-wise next time. She can still make money for these connections this year.
The champion is back, Songbird triumphant in return. She wins the Grade 1 Ogden Phipps.